you forgotten the First Amendment, Bill of Rights, the Constitution, our second Bible? You know? You guys, I can't even think about what I'm getting totally upset. Any one of you has the right to speak. You guys forgot that. Why? Just because you're up there, you think you got the power to cut somebody off? You don't. You don't have that power. And I said, you even put it down on paper that she was not going to be able to speak. Guess what? I took that copy, I sent it to the election board in DC. They can see what you're doing. Thank you. Comrades.
Alex Paz, followed by Lolita.
I will save the comments to the end.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, chief, and staff. My name is Alex Voss, and I serve as the Arts and Cultural Commissioner for District 1. I'd like to speak in support of extending the current management agreement for Friends of the Rose Center Theater. From my perspective, this decision is really about timing and stability. The city is currently in the middle of a competitive RFP process, with proposals due in early May and a selection expected in June. And I've read it, and it's quite long and quite good. Rushing that process or creating a gap in operations would introduce unnecessary risk at a critical moment. An extension ensures continuity while the city completes a thoughtful and thorough evaluation of potential operators, which ultimately leads to a stronger long-term outcome, which is better for us, better for the city overall. It also allows the current team that's in place to carry through their scheduled summer programming, which is an important part of our community's cultural calendar and something many residents rely on every year. From both an arts and operational standpoint, maintaining consistency during this transition period is the most responsible path forward as a city. The Rose Center is a unique community asset, and the strongest path forward is one that builds on what's working while thoughtfully improving what can be better, because it can be better. I believe that. This isn't about delaying the change, it's about making sure we get it right as a city. So, thank you for your time and your consideration.
Lolita Mendoza, followed by Nien.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, city attorney, and my brother, Mr. Mendoza. My name is Lolita Mendoza. I'm a former City of Santa Ana council member. I'm a former trustee of the Rancho Santiago Community College Board. I'm a retired Santa Ana Unified School teacher and a retired County of Orange paralegal. I am in the running for a candidate. I'm a candidate for supervisor of District 2 for the County of Orange. And I'm telling you all this so you have a little bit of background. I've been an elected official for many years, so I know what I'm talking about.
Excuse me, ma'am.
I am also
Are you referring to any agenda item?
I apologize, it's agenda 9.2.
Okay, very good, thank you.
And specifically, I want to tell you that I am a U.S. Army veteran. I serve my country, and I'm very proud to continue serving the public. In many, or actually thousands and thousands of my brothers and sisters in arms were killed in Vietnam, and many of you in your country. They were there to defend our Constitution and protect the rights of the freedom of speech. The rice paddies in your country were filled with bright red blood of the young men and women who were brutally killed. Many of these American soldiers and Vietnamese soldiers continued to be there as POWs and MIAs for many, many years. These heroes died in your country, protecting your freedom of speech, your First Amendment. Specifically, as a public official, we need to continue to protect that. Just because we were not injured or killed, it doesn't mean that we will not fight. This is of great concern because the council will consider denying the freedom of speech to one of your own council members. I'm referring to the event where the mic was shut off in the middle of Councilmember Amy West's speech as she addressed the public at the event for the Welcome Back Vietnam Soldiers. It is the public interest that all council members present at any of the city events, that they all be allowed to speak the allocated time and none be denied. If somebody's gonna be denied, then it's gonna be everyone. So, my name is Nelida Mendoza, and I'm running for Orange County Supervisor, District 2, and I'm gonna be sure that I protect amendment rights, specifically the freedom of speech, and we will never let that happen again in this city. Thank you.
Johnson, followed by Monique Nguyen.
Good evening. My name is Nguyen. I'm a resident of Westminster. The agenda item I'm speaking is 5.5 for the Rose Center. I was very happy to see an item on here for consideration of extending the term. But when I look at the term, it's 3 months. So I hope you have a longer term consideration than that, because to keep something like a theater running, you need stabilization, and you need long-term contract. You can't just extend, a few months here and a few months there. I passed by the Rose Center a few weeks ago, and I saw that there was an event. I think it was High Baton event. So the theater is already being used as a multicultural center. It's just the person managing it needs to stay with the people of the city, stay with with what's been working. So I hope you can consider a longer term than just 3 months for the people's sake. Thank you.
Monique Nguyen, followed by Tina Tran.
My name is, good evening, Mayor Charlie and Council member. My name is Monique Nguyen. I am here to speak about agenda item 9.2. I support the mayor's proposal for a one-time exception for Councilwoman Amy West to speak at the Black April event. This is a solemn occasion that should remain focused on remembrance, dignity, and unity in our community. We should not allow anyone, especially Councilwoman Amy West, to disregard the law or disrupt the event in a way that takes the focus away from the purpose of the event. At the same time, we should not overlook the council previously addressed a violation of Government Code 8314 involving the use of public resource for campaign purpose during the Day Parade. It was clearly a violation that Councilwoman Amy West purposely advertised she was running for a higher office, then distribute campaign material. Council members are required to complete ethics training to understand and follow this law, and accountability remain essential. This limited exception is not about to excuse that conduct, but about ensuring the event is carried out in a respectful and structured manner. Those entrusted to make the law must follow it. No one is above the law. Thank you.
Tina Tran, followed by J.P. Lowe.
Tôi là Minh Tiên. Cô em đi không quét. Cô phải tuân theo luật và cô phải lắng nghe những ý kiến của nghị viên và của cử tri. Cô cứ theo ý của cô và cô phải nói ai. Người ta chỉ cho có 3 phút, cô nói tiếng dài thì 6 phút. Cô không có phát biểu theo ý của cô. Cô không xứng đáng là một tư cách một vị viên của thành phố. Cô phải thay đổi nhân cách và tư cách của cô.
I think that you are talking about 9.2A. Is that item?
My name is Minh Tiến. As a councilwoman, you have to obey the law and listen to other opinions. You don't just ignore other council members. Keep talking, did not give them time to raise their opinions. You only have around 2 minutes, but you always speak over 6 minutes. Shame on you. Your behavior doesn't justify you as a councilwoman. You have to change your manners and your moral duty. Thank you.
Gigi Lowe, followed by Lawrence Stice.
Kính chào ông thị trưởng, phó thị trưởng và các nghị viên. Tôi tên là Gigi Võ. Tôi ủng hộ nghị trình 9.2 của thị trưởng. Với vai trò là người đứng đầu đại diện cho thành phố, tôi ghi nhận cách cư xử phù hợp của thị trưởng khi thành phố đã sửa soạn chương trình cho buổi lễ tưởng niệm ngày 30 tháng 4 sắp tới. Đồng thời chúng ta cũng không thể quên rằng Hội đồng thành phố trước đó đã xác định bà ủy viên Emmy có vi phạm điều luật 8314 liên quan đến việc sử dụng nguồn lực công trong lúc tranh cử. Trong dịp những hành Tết, nhiều người dân đã trực tiếp chứng kiến và nghe bà phát biểu về việc tranh cử, đồng thời phát tờ rơi liên quan đến chiến dịch tranh cử của bà. Đây là một vấn đề nghiêm túc và cần được nhìn nhận một cách thẳng thắn. Các dân cử đã tham gia đầy đủ các khóa huấn luyện về đạo đức để hiểu và tuân thủ quy định pháp luật. Khi đã có vi phạm nhưng vẫn ngoan cố không thừa nhận trách nhiệm, điều đó đặt ra những câu hỏi đáng quan tâm về tính minh bạch và trách nhiệm giải trình. Làm người làm luật trước hết là phải tuân thủ luật, không ai đứng trên pháp luật. Bà nghị viên Emmy liên tục tranh cãi liên quan đến việc tuân thủ quy định và tạo ra nhiều phiền toái không đáng có cho thành phố và cộng đồng. Đã đến lúc bà cần nghiêm túc nhìn lại cách hành xử của mình, thay đổi và trưởng thành hơn để xứng đáng với vai trò giao phó. Là người dân, chúng tôi mong các dân cử phải tuân thủ chính những quy định mà họ đã đặt ra. Người lãnh đạo phải làm gương cho cộng đồng. Xin cảm ơn và trân trọng kính chào.
My name is Gigi Võ.
Can you move the word?
My name is Gigi Võ. I approach approve and support the mayor agenda, item 9.2. As the head representative of the city, I acknowledge and commend the mayor for his appropriate conduct as the city prepared for the April 30 memorial ceremony. At the same time, we cannot forget that the city council previously determined that the council member Amy violated section 8314 regarding the use of public resources for campaign purpose. During the death parade, many attending directly witnessed and heard her speak about her candidacy and distribute campaign flyers. This is a serious matter that must be addressed openly and honestly. Elected officials must participate in ethics training to understand and comply with the law. When a violation occurs, but responsibility is still not acknowledged, it raises serious concern about transparency and accountability. Council member Amy has repeatedly been involved in controversy related to the rule compliance and has created unnecessary disruption for the city and the community. It is time for her to seriously reflect on her conduct, make change, and demonstrate greater maturity in order to fulfill responsibility of her position. Those who make the law must first abide by it. No one is above the law. As residents, we expect our elected officials to follow the very rule they establish. Leaders must set the example for the community. Thank you and good night.
Next speaker, Lawrence Stice, followed by Lynn Ho Fu.
Greetings and blessings on all the council personnel. Lawrence Stice is my name, 9.2 is the subject, and I'm here mainly to express my concerns that the First Amendment in the Constitution, freedom of speech, is critical. It is important. That's why it's number one. We don't want to take that away from anybody. No matter if we get a little inflamed about what's going on, believe me, I've sat at the table at the kitchen in the fire station, and I've been the front of many jokes. But the guys at the station says, Stice, if the guys don't like you, they ain't gonna mess with you. If they like you, they're gonna mess with you. And it felt like an oven sometimes. But I just thank the council here for Westminster and the personnel wearing the badges, because I had some buddies here in the fire department. Thank you, Amy, for your stance, and keep the Constitution and the Bill of Rights foremost front. Our freedoms are critical for us at this time, especially seeing what's happening in Iran and the Persian people being tortured, murdered by their own government. And I know that during the Vietnam War too, because I registered for the draft in 1970 to go to Vietnam. I want to be a helicopter pilot. But because I was still in college, they didn't draft me. But thank you, all the Vietnamese people, the Mexican neighbors that I've got, the Filipino neighbors, one of them that I'm married, and color's never been critical for me. I love them all. Blessings on you all. Thank you for letting me come speak. Truoc Nam Boy.
Lynn Ho Fu, followed by Nguyen Hung. Lynn Fu. Cô có cần translate không? Cô có cần translate không? Người thông dịch đó. Rồi cái chú Hân á, chú Phương á, chú Phương nó làm. Chú Phương thông dịch được không?
Anh Phương thông dịch được.
Tôi tóm tắt nha, xin chào hết tất cả đi. Em còn nhờ anh này thông dịch dùng. Xin chào tất cả.
Welcome everybody.
Tôi tên là Minh Vũ, tôi ở thành phố Westminter. Hôm rồi tôi không nhớ là ngày nào mà họp ở ngoài chào cờ ngoài tượng đài đó.
My name is Ling Gu. I'm living in Westminter. And I don't remember in what day, but I just remind her March 29 at Vietnam War Memorial.
Thì hôm đó ai cũng phát biểu và được dùng microphone. Tôi rất là vui vì dùng một cái thì bạn đó không được dùng microphone. Tôi rất là buồn. Thì nếu có chuyện gì xảy ra thì trong cái hội đồng mình nói với nhau. Hôm đó là mời rất là nhiều bên Gaiy qua nữa đó.
I remember that on that day a lot of people speak on the podium. However, one lady, I believe she is in the city Westminter, she was not allowed to speak. Or something happened in front of a lot of people, and they look at our, the podium, and everybody wonder what happened, and I feel ashamed about that.
Dù trong cái hội đồng thành phố có 5 người, nếu mà không bằng lòng nhau thì mình họp ở trong đó đi cái ngày hôm này mời hết cả các bạn ở các thành phố khác đến mà vì không cho cái người đồng viện mình dùng cái microphone coi nó kỳ quá. Thì tôi cũng là người nói tại sao cái đó phải hỏi thành phố và hỏi thị trưởng ngày hôm nay này.
So I believe we have only the 5 people here. Why don't we close the door and advise each other instead of putting up in the public, and it makes me very, very, very ashamed about being in front of a lot of people they watching, and I heard about many rumors and didn't like it.
Rồi tôi cũng ngược lại, tôi rất buồn nhưng mà hôm nay tôi vui lắm, tại vì tôi coi đài thì thị trưởng của thành phố Westminster có nói là hôm nay người nghị viên đó sẽ được dùng microphone. Thì cho nên ngày hôm nay tôi mới đến hiện diện ngày hôm nay.
I'm not very sad. However, I'm very happy again today. I heard about on the radio or whenever, and the mayor said allow for the AV Congress can speak on April 30th.
Rồi tôi thấy tôi đi họp nhiều lắm, nhưng mà tôi chỉ muốn là hội đồng thành phố mình cái gì đồng viện mình vì là thị trưởng mà đồng viện mình không làm đúng thì mình ngồi họp nói với nhau. Đâu mà hôm đó mang ra tôi mắc cỡ dễ sợ, nó thành phố Westminster, thành phố đẹp nhất của tôi thầm yêu quý và chính thị trưởng tôi có lần gì mà và tôi rất là buồn. Nhưng hôm nay tôi lại vui.
So I think that the mayor is the top position of the city. So why don't you using your the position and apply for your co-worker? So that I am very happy that today I heard about at city allow for every Congress to speaking on that day, and I believe together city Westminster on American city. So I'm very happy. I'm proud of to live at a city Westminster.
Tôi cũng mong là thị trưởng và các đồng viện làm việc phải chí công vô tư. Trên đầu thì có Chúa, không thiên vị. Cái điều là hồi mà quý vị nhận thức tôi là người mong muốn như vậy. Rồi cái thứ hai nữa là tôi rất là cảm ơn cảnh sát này, thành phố những người ở đây không còn đặt lưỡi nữa, không còn người nằm ra liền nữa. Như tối tôi đi tập thì tôi cũng không thấy mấy người nằm nữa.
Hôm nay nhân tiện tôi rất là cảm ơn cảnh sát là làm việc tích cực. Không những thế, các đồng viện và thị trưởng cũng làm việc như vậy. Lương thì không có đáng bao nhiêu, nhưng mà tôi thấy tôi đi họp mày nó giống nó lộn xộn quá. Tại sao có những người họ phát biểu họ chửi cả thị trưởng luôn á, không ngưng, mà nghị viên fanpage nói hôm đó các cái mạch phone tôi rất buồn, tôi là người nói tại sao lại cách như vậy. Thì thôi hôm nay tôi đã nghe được rồi là nghị viên được nói chuyện bằng mạch của tôi.
Again, you know, I am very happy at the city of Westminter, and I appreciate the police and do a very good job, very well job in for the city, keep safe. And I hope you know that we work on the behind people here. We see the sign in God we trust, so we have to be fair and happy with each other. That's why I'm very happy to be Westminster citizen. Thank you very much.
Facebook
Câu
có
cuối
cái
cùng nữa là phát biểu ám
Facebook có cái YouTube có cái
Ok,
website
thank
kita
you.
bikin YouTube có cái website
Mọi
sana
người
benam
khỏe.
Facebook có cái website
It's my turn. I'm not prepared to talk today, but because I'm not living on a district one. Good afternoon, actually good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am living District 4 in Nam Quang Nguyen, but I have a friend in the District 1 asking me, please come here and to talk about MB Fund West. And I believe it, if you are not helping each other in the city, and I watch it, I saw many times argument in this room, sometimes very bad. But when you go to the public, you have to watch your habit. Don't let the people think bad about you because you are top people of the city of Westminster. And special, I'm not there, but on March 29, I saw many videos. I'm very sad, I'm very upset. So I here to ask, because my friend asking me, please, April 30th is the best day, sad day for Vietnamese. Not by Nhật Linh say. Nhật Linh say, I am a communist, so who on me? Okay, we are here.
Please don't mention.
We are here to asking you, please, let us speak because he representative for all District 1 Westminster Popular. District 1 is the best and crowded popular of city of Westminster. We have a 43. But District 1 number 1. If you close her mouth, it means you close on the other people because they vote for her and asking her on the special day, April 30th, the Black April. We need some people, representative for them, and speak it out. And nothing to do with politics at all. They just want to say, oh, I am in the West, a representative for the one. And then we are sorry for that. Okay, so that's what I want to ask you. I pray, please let her talk it because you close her mouth and you close on this people one citizen. Okay, now 2019, the mayor Kim Nguyen already censored by city, and he had to step down by mayor. And Mr. Carlos Mando will take over.
Facebook có cái website
Last
YouTube có cái
speaker, Terry
website
Lynn.
kita bikin YouTube cái sang cái Facebook có cái website Facebook có cái website hôm nay là ngày 12 tháng 4 2026 năm có lịch.
I Item 4.1 continued again because one, staff refused to include the planning commission civic center recommendation in the initial documents, and two, Amy left the dais during the vote to call or text someone despite being told not to leave, so quorum was lost. Then she abstained because she needed more time to think. You have 1.5 years to think, Amy, you malicious obstructionist. 5.1, our former city clerk's last day was November 12, 2025, not October 11th or December, as the staff report states. We need a qualified city clerk now, even an interim. While our ethical hero, the city manager according is qualified, she cannot be the city clerk for our election. Conflict of interest, her bosses are literally our elected officials. Ms. Medina's experience is mostly in LA County cities. Hopefully she'll be able to effectively manage every aspect of the clerk's office and our upcoming election despite her limited work hours as a retired annuitant. 5.3.1, a ransomware attack on Truoc's cloud disrupted time services for an estimated 8 million employees at thousands of companies for several weeks. Companies had to revert to manual time tracking and estimated payroll, causing massive disruptions, prompting lawsuits and a $6 million settlement. Besides operational disruption, clients report concerns with vendor lock-in, significant cost overruns, weak data protections, and limited vendor accountability. Contract terms must be renegotiated. The public agency needs added protections such as data retention window after termination, guaranteed data export before deletion, and explicit public records and compliance protections tied to, say, 7.33 section, for example. The city has a bad track record for buying software packages without doing enough upfront vetting and negotiation. 5.4, an impressive 67% reduction in the city's net parade costs. If only the foundation had raised another $50,000. The parade was on the actual day of tech in 3 recent years with no problem, so next year's parade should be set for Saturday, February 6th. 5.5, approve this Friends extension, better yet keep them as a theater operator as the initial study recommended, instead of trying to make this into some fly-by-night rent center. Only Carlos understands and appreciates what this beloved community theater is and means to our community. The rest of you just don't give a damn. 9.1, thank you, Carlos, for this long delayed item. Why does the staff report completely omit Orange County cities with vacant building policies? Santa Ana, Garden Grove, Fountain Valley, Placentia, and Stanton. 9.2, what the, Charlie? Amy's right, she has bigger balls than you. You're caving because you're afraid of her and the damage she's causing to your CA 45 campaign. Don't forget that 71-minute debate and the city attorney's statements that West indeed violated law, that the sanction is perfectly legal to adopt and enforce. Black April's being boycotted anyway because of you, Charlie, bragging about communist campaign money offered to you, a violation of federal law. Charlie and Amy have to go. Carlos Manzo for mayor 2026. Thank you.
I have no further speakers.
All right, thank you very much. I will have a short comments to make sure that we clarify, not only for the public, but at the same time for the city councils. First of all, I want to thank you for, we are forever indebted to your services, in Vietnam. And so, as I said before, I'm saying it now, we are very appreciative for your services. So I respect you for that. But what you came up and speak last time and this time and at the event, I disagree with you on that. Okay, let's put it that way. And I understand the First Amendment right. We, nobody understands a lot more than I do because I lived under the communist regime during my time. I couldn't even go to school, okay? And I have to work as a farmer child, so I understand. So we respect the First Amendment right, but let not abuse it. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, we'll talk more about it at the time that we talk about it. Now, I want to thank you for giving me credit as I came on air and talk about allowing her, which is the Councilwoman Amy Van West, to talk at the April event. I have to say this, you are entitled to come in and talk about it, but don't put words in my mouth. I never go up on air and talk about it, as this item is bringing in today for the council to make a decision on that. So how could I, as a mayor, I understand the rules and the regulations. And I want to clarify with the city council here. I did not ever went on air and talk about this item. So make sure that you understand that and so this is a falsified statement that you put on, and you give me credit for that. I'm sorry, I give it back to you. And that's just not right, okay? So I just want to end it right there, and then we will go into the discussion. Is there any, okay, Councilmember Hannah, coming from West.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to address the comment to your supporter that came out for me, Nien and Hdtp. They're the supporter, they're not here anymore, but they talk about that I violate the event that happened on the 25th. So the majority of the council on that day, February, 3 vote yes, 1 abstain, and 1 vote no, which is me. And the 3 majority is the mayor, his brother-in-law next to him, and District 2 on the other side, violate my rights and interference with my duty as a councilwoman. If you truly believe I violate state law, that code that you guys keep quoting, 8314, if I violate state law, then it is the matter of the Attorney General to address this, not for you to take into your own hands as a council here or escalate improperly before state authorities. On this Wednesday, which is today, you, the mayor, you double down by saying that, well, I'm so kindly, I allow and make an exception for Councilwoman Amy Van West to speak on this agenda, on this city event. Mr. Mayor, I want to make it clear that you are not my supreme leader. You are not the king. We left this a long time ago. So therefore, Mr. Mayor, you let me brief to make the comment on my turn. May I speak, Mr. Mayor? I have the floor.
No, but because this is just a brief comment.
I know you did, but did you know how much time you just spoke?
address the people.
I'm addressing the people.
No.
And you just addressed me on your comments, so now I'm addressing the people. So, Mr. Mayor, you do not allow me to speak, and you are not my supreme leader or my king. We have no king here. So my right comes from the people who voted for me in District 1, 25,000 people. You do not give me the right to speak or make one exception for me, Mr. Mayor. So anyways, your turn, Don, but go ahead. Thank you so much.
No king.
Thank you very much. Okay, I will close the public comment for
Facebook ko pala sa tabi, YouTube ko pala sa tabi, so kinikin.
The consent calendar. All matters listed under the consent calendar are considered routine and may be approved by a single motion, followed by a roll call. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless members of city council or staff request that specific item be removed from the consent calendar for separate action or discussion. Is there any item that the council want to approve from the consent calendar? If not, I will entertain a motion to approve all items. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, do you want to address
Facebook ko kaliwa sa tabi.
earlier before?
We are at the consent calendar, so go ahead and move on this first. We have the motion and second.
Who's the second?
Facebook ko kaliwa sa tabi. YouTube ko kaliwa sa tabi, so kinikin. YouTube dito sa kaliwa tabi.
Made by District 2, Councilmember
Facebook
Longo,
ko kaliwa sa
seconded by
tabi.
District 4, Councilmember Lynn. Approve the consent calendar as presented. I'll go ahead and call rolls. District 1, Councilwoman Van West, aye. District 2, Councilmember Longo.
Yes.
District 4, Councilmember Wynn.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Wynn.
Yes.
Mayor Wynn.
Yes.
Motion carried 5-0.
Okay, before going to on the public hearings item, once again, I requested, because of the rules and regulations that we have to abide, I asked the council members, as a courtesy, you want to continue to go into this item, or you want to take a break for any reason? Because during the public hearing, I would like for you to stay until the end of the item. Please don't go, because if you go once If you leave this IS, we need to stop this and to stop the whole thing. And that's I respectfully asking for that. Is there anything that you want to request at this point? No, so I'm going to move on with the public hearings. City Clerk, would you please read the instruction into the record?
Anyone wishing to speak on an open public hearing may speak in person. Speakers during public hearing comments will each have 3 minutes to speak on each public hearing item. Any person wishing to address the City Council in person should complete a green speaker slip that is provided at the entrance to Council chambers. Submit the card to City Clerk staff. When your name is called, please step to the podium at that time and state your name and city of residence.
So those are the normal rules in a typical public hearing. This is a continued public hearing item. And at the last meeting, it was announced that the public comment portion had been closed. You do have the option to reopen the public comment, but that is not likely going to be expected. So my suggestion would be that you hear from staff, hear the staff report, and then if you did not have a desire to reopen the public comment, that you would just discuss them.
Yes, I understand that what you just said there, and at the council meeting the previous one, we decided not to have the public comment, and then that was approved by the majority of the council here. So we are not going to open up for the public comments. My apology for this, because we have already gone through twice as a public comment already. Then we will proceed with the staff report, please.
Good evening, Mayor Nguyen and members of the City Council. My name is Stephanie Tomanina, contract planner, presenting on behalf of the Community Development Department. And joining me this evening is Ken Fichtelman, our principal planner. So we have just a very short PowerPoint presentation, but as everyone knows, this item is a continued public hearing on the citywide zoning and general plan update. The City Council first considered this item on March 25th and continued public hearing to April 8th. It was then continued to tonight's meeting. So at a high level, this is a city-initiated legislative project to amend 4 items: the general plan land use elements, the general plan land use map, Title 17 of the Municipal Code, which is also referred to as the zoning code, and the city zoning map. This project does not approve any specific development proposal. Instead, it updates the city's land use policies and zoning regulations only if redevelopment is proposed on that parcel in the future. The project does 4 main things. First, it updates the development standards in the city's existing mixed-use areas. It's in the area that we refer to as Category A. Second, it expands mixed-use zoning in targeted locations on major streets. That's Category B. Third, it preserves existing mobile home parks for residential use. That's in Category C. And fourth, it makes related updates to the general plan, zoning code, and maps so those documents can remain consistent with one another in Category B. So as a refresher, this slide highlights some of the key points and project goals that were discussed at the earlier public hearings. First, the project originated from prior City Council direction, going all the way back to 2022, and it implements recommendations from an economic study that was commissioned by the City Council. Second, this is an economic development initiative. The project encourages reinvestment into the city while also expanding housing opportunities along major streets. I also want to note that housing can be an important economic driver. Residential and mixed-use development can support property tax growth, generate fees from new development, and help support local jobs and businesses. And fourth, the project preserves existing mobile home parks by maintaining those areas for residential use only. In the very last bullet point, the project does not create any new significant environmental impacts, which was confirmed by an addendum that was prepared for Seabird. The proposed project was reviewed and considered by the Planning Commission at a public hearing on March 10th. The Planning Commission and staff recommend that the City Council take 2 actions this evening. First, adopt a resolution approving the general plan amendments that is provided in attachment 1. And second, introduce for first reading, the ordinance approving the zoning code and zoning map amendments, which are provided as attachment 2 to your staff report. This concludes staff's presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
I believe I asked a question again, before I will ask again. You're talking about the zoning, but at the same time you mentioned about the mobile homes. In this, update, can you specify why you are bringing it up? Is that a part of the zoning update?
Sure, certainly. There's several different components and different pieces to this comprehensive zoning code update and general plan update. So beyond simply just focusing on our mixed-use zones, it also includes a rezoning and a redesignation of about 8 mobile home parks in the city. So currently, those 8 mobile home parks, they are all falling within our mixed-use zone. So based on prior city council direction, that was included within the scope of this zoning code update, and those are now being rezoned into a different purely residential zone. So that's our R3 residential zone. So it's now being rezoned and removed from that mixed-use zone. Currently under existing zoning requirements, somebody can go in and propose commercial redevelopment at those sites. And with this code update and with the proposed amendments to the general plan and the zoning, it'll now be preserved for residential purposes only.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. We'll open up for questions. Councilmember West.
Okay, thank you for that presentation. Now, looking at slide 3, can you go back to that slide? Thank you. Oh, 3. There you go. Thank you. So I see A right here across Westminster Street, also Bosa Street there, the yellow arches, increased residential density in existing mixed-use area, right? So that's mixed-use area. And then the new mixed use that we are adding on to that is B, which is the blue area, north in District 1, District, I believe is District 2, and down District 3, right there. Also, those are the other in the red, you say it's reserved for the mobile homes, so that does not touch it. Now there are, however, on Bosa area, right? You see where Bashar is in the yellow right there. That is still a mobile home park over there. Is that correct? From my understanding, Bashar right there.
Yes, so anything in the red areas, so south of Tulsa along Bashard, those are existing mobile home parks. They are currently in our mixed-use zone. So again, under the current zoning, it allows for a range of uses. And with this proposed zoning amendment, it'll now be rezoned for residential only.
Okay, that's the red. Now the yellow though, however, that yellow is still a mixed use. Is that correct?
That's correct. So it currently is zoned mixed use, and it'll remain in mixed use.
Okay, got it. We all understand what mixed use is. I do, but can you explain just to the public mixed use quick?
Certainly. So our mixed use zone, it allows for a range of uses. It could be standalone residential, it could be standalone commercial, it can be a development that has both residential and mixed use, residential and commercial components built into that development. So with our mixed use zoning, it allows for both residential, commercial, and sometimes a combination of both. But another thing just to keep in mind when it comes to our mixed use zones is that it does allow for a higher density and higher building heights within our mixed use zones versus our residential zones. And the reason for that is that if you look at just the location of where our mixed-use zones are located, so that's anything in yellow, and then the proposed expansion areas in blue, they really are targeted locations. So they're generally focused more along our major streets where those, the existing street network has added capacity to allow for that kind of development of higher density.
Okay, so then now going back, since you explained that to the public, basically it'll be high density. So across from the other mobile home park, if you see where Diva Beauty Eyelash next to it on the right on the map right there, the yellow area off of Bosa, do you see that? Can you zoom in that little square right there before the red? You know what I'm talking about? that yellow area right there before the red area off of Bushar, to your right, there's a yellow box right there. That is the mobile home park right here. That's the mixed use. I know my area pretty well, that's this here. So that's right here. And this is the red area, this is the yellow area. So the yellow area right there is still mobile home park. And that's gonna be a huge concern for mixed use, because as we understand, this area, they are low income people. And I think we need to be considerate of that as well. We have those who are unfortunately in a financial situation, senior citizen. A lot of these people that live in this mobile home area are senior folks that walk across to Asian Garden Mall, to their doctor across the streets here. Shopping, grocery store is down the street here. This is their mobile home where they walk and live. And if we do remove them ever, then basically that's going to be where we'll be placing that. I mean, in Orange County alone, nothing is 200,000 or 100,000, right?
Let's pull up a Google map to see if we're talking about states.
The yellow part, which is still mixed use, right there. Do you guys see that? In the corner right there? Oh, what is that? So that yellow under, before that red, you see Bushar? Move over to the yellow, Bushar right here. Go over to the yellow.
I don't think that's mobile home park. That's he's talking about.
No, go over a little bit right there, that yellow on top.
Yes. So we
Of
can
Goldstone,
pull up an aerial.
before Workers.
Yeah, I have it on the map here, the commercial estate. So we're gonna pull up an aerial photo right now and then compare it to the diagram to make sure we're talking about the same area. Because the assignment was that every mobile home park in the mixed use districts was going to be pulled into this new zone. So that's what we did, but we'll verify right now. There are mobile home parks in the city that are not a part of the mixed use district. That's also important to know.
But I think that Councilmember West said that area is the mobile home, is not a mobile home. And we can
still have to clarify that. We'll pull up the aerial.
It's on the top right there, the mobile home park before Workers. You see that one right there? That is the yellow box before the Workers. So that mobile home where Second Street is, Second, Third Street, yes, that's the mobile home park. That's on the yellow box.
That's on the red box.
Can you go back? No,
Go back
red is
and go back
over
to the
Workers.
Yes,
Okay, so you think that's right there?
that right there is the mobile home park.
Are you able to zoom in to that street right there?
It does, it looks like it is in this area right over here, which would be in category C, which is an existing mobile home park that is currently zoned mixed use and will now be rezoned into residential only.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you for verifying that. I appreciate that. And then, now, this is my concern, is that I
I'm
understand.
sorry, Councilmember West, if you can refrain your question to the next council, and then we'll come back to you for a second. The time is already up. So next Councilmember Lamborghini, do you have anything?
Yeah, I have some questions, please. Can you go back to the slide, the three, where you can see the pink boxes?
We'll pull that up right now.
Right, so my question is, for the whole thing here, we rezoning all the mobile parks into the back into residential only, right? So right here, I can see that we are missing some mobile home parks.
So the zoning change only affects any existing mobile home parks that are currently in a mixed-use zone. There's a number of, about half of the mobile homes are already in a residential zone. So it's only affecting those mobile home parks that are in a mixed-use zone. So it's to ensure that all the mobile home parks will fall within a residential zone, so they'll all be in similar zoning.
Right, okay, so that's answer my question.
Okay, Councilmember Benson?
No, as far as his comments, as far as the work that's gone to this effort to get our zoning, you know, it's in line with our general plan and all the big zones that's in there, and I know there's been an extensive lift for staff and a lot of work to put this together, and in council direction to seeing the need for what our community needs for as far as attracting the redevelopment. Just thank you. I know it's been a lot of work for you guys, so just want to thank you guys for that.
All right, Vice Mayor Nguyen?
Thank you, Mayor. I think we have enough discussion on this item already in the past meetings, so I move for approval.
Well, I have one more question. There's one section that needs to that too. Okay. Go ahead.
Well, I think that, my question to you is that for those, mobile home parks that you are, currently, update for as a residential, I would say that when you updated those, mixed use mobile home park to residential, is more protection for the mobile home, owner, right? Is that correct?
So it provides an extra layer of protection there, so there's already protections in place through both the city and state law that protect mobile home parks. But what this would mean is if anybody did want to redevelop those, they would also have to come before the planning commission and council and do a zone change, basically reversing what we did, and a general plan amendment. So it gives you an extra layer where you get to consider the project and if the zone change is valid.
All right, thank you for that. Now, for those that you identify as mixed-use zones and you change it to the residential, when did they actually change these mobile parks into the mixed-use?
I can answer that question. I was around for that. So back in
Was it the time that we had the last election or way before that?
2016 general plan update, mixed-use districts were defined. And at that time in 2016, some mobile home parks landed inside those districts. So it was done in 2016.
Okay. I just want to make sure that the people in mobile home parks knows that, you know, time that people say, oh, because of the, you know, election and people change it into the, mixed use. This is false. It's not true at all. So, I just want to make sure it's clear right now. Anything from that? I believe that, Councilmember West have another question. This is the second round. 5 minutes, please.
Thank you. Can you zoom in the top area where Springdale is in the yellow area underneath the red? That area where the street is Dorothy, the street is Lee, that will affect that lot right there. And anyone who lives on Abbey Drive, anybody that's gonna live on Bernie Street, Lee Drive, and Dorothy. That little lot right there is land, and that's where the mixed use is, and single home people in that neighborhood, which is my District 1. They are middle class and upper class. They're not gonna like the high rises on the back of their yard. I know that for fact. And so if we, Mayor, you are in my district as well, District 1, Mr. Mayor, I request that you would help me remove this section right here, yellow, out of the mixed use.
Let me respond to you. I have no right to remove anything besides
No,
it will
the majority of the
be
council.
will be the council decision, not me.
Absolutely, but Mr. Mayor, you are in my District 1, so I want to let you know that your constituents are affected by this, okay, Mr. Mayor? So I want to let you know that their concern is the high density overlooking their backyard and their pool, which we all know they all have pools and backyards. And if that's high density mixed use, it's going to be a huge issue for our District 1. Mr. Mayor and other council, I know you guys live in different area, District 2, Monzo, District 3, Mark 1, you have single homes as well, and I know your people would not like that either. So I think that we should reconsider this part, this yellow area where the empty lot is, to make sure that we put into residential, like how we did for other area, instead of mixed use, because the people are not okay with that, the single homes. And that, they voice their opinion, and that will lower the value of their home, but not only that, there's tons of traffic, and it's gonna bring and draw a different kind of crowd to my upper and middle class, single home people, and they're not gonna like that. So I asked the mayor and council to reconsider just that yellow section right there on the bottom.
Now, let me respond to you. Let me respond to Councilmember West's request. I want to make it clear to you all, even though I live in District 1, but as a mayor, I represent all of the district. That's how, people voted for me into the office as the mayor. So, don't think that, I live in the, District 1, I have to agree with you on District 1. Let the council decide on that. Now, with that, I would like to ask staff to give us the, based on what he's asking, what do you think?
So this mayor, looking at that parcel would be zoned in, could they go to 95 feet? Yes. The problem with that lot is it is so narrow, it isn't practical to go to that height. The lot's only about 100 feet deep. When you're building units, you have to provide for parking, you have to provide for your other amenities. So we can never say it wouldn't happen, but a lot that narrow is impractical for a builder to go that high. What we've been hearing from developers is, one of the reasons we're going to 95 feet and the larger, only if you get the maximum density only if you go to larger sites, is because these smaller sites aren't developing. Based on the size of this, it doesn't make sense for a podium around. There's just not room for it. What we would imagine going in there at max would probably be courtyard townhome style developments. Those max out at about 3 stories. Could a taller building happen? Yes, we could never say something wouldn't happen. But practically speaking, the lot isn't wide enough to support maximum density.
Okay, I have a question, so that'll help you clarify.
Yeah, thank you. You see how I overlooked 3-story, overlooked that single home right there, all the single home on Abbey Street, Lee Drive, and Bernie Street, I believe, right, Bernie Street.
Okay, approved.
In your backyard? Yeah. You're not okay with that, right?
Not at all.
Exactly, so that's what I'm saying, we need to look into that, because 3-story, we can see that.
Put up for ministers. Why is it going back and forth 39 minutes? And 4 minutes, 39 seconds. It's going down to 3 something, and now it's going up. All right. Please continue. Councilmember West, you are recognized. Please continue.
Okay, so thank you. Can you zoom in just a little bit more in the center so then we can see, we can be transparent to the public? So Bernie Street right here, Lee Drive, Abbey Drive, all those homes right there. This lot right here is 3-story. We can look up to 4 if it's mixed use because the bottom has to be stores, right? The top is the homes. So that would overlook right in the backyard pool right there. There's nothing to block it. This is just intruding in their privacy. So if we can just, as the council, reconsider this yellow area of lot land and just have it residential or single homes, however you want to do. or some business, or what, a small business there, or whatever, I don't care, or gardening, I don't know, you know, whatever it might be, but not mixed use. Mixed use would just destroy that area. There's no parking. Where would you park in this area? Streets are going in and out, homes, single homes, we're talking one car in the driveway, one car outside, maybe 2 cars out on the streets. Right? And then if this is 3-story, each of those residents in those 3-story, where are they gonna park?
Well, any development there would have to provide parking. There is no, mass transit stop within a distance that would give them parking waivers, so they would have to park per city standards.
Right, and the thing is, I guess parking isn't huge for some of my resident. Traffic, of course, will increase in that area, it has to be. But the thing is that there's no privacy, it will overlap your backyard and your pool. I mean, I don't think you can sunbathe in your backyard. Or have some privacy with your kids. Or some pervert looking down, I don't know, you know, down 2nd floor, or 3rd, 4th floor. I don't know, you know, we live in a crazy society. So I think it's very important to reconsider and take a look at that area. Mixed use is not what the people want in that district. That is middle class and upper class. With that, Council Mayor, I yield back.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Dunn, no, Councilmember Menzel.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I can see the point, but question, so currently with the current zone that it is now, it allows for 3-story, correct?
It's currently located in the mixed use zone, so under the current zoning, it already does allow for up to 5 stories.
Currently without this amendment.
That's correct, yes.
That's been the case since 2016.
Okay. And typically, mixed zone areas you typically find them in major corridors, you know, higher speeds, kind of more busier arterial, not so much inside of a smaller residential streets. Is that more common?
That's been done like this since 2016.